Hello and welcome to the next video of my build series on the Tamiya Dark Impact on the DF03 chassis, covering steps 5 to 8.
And for step 5 we're going to need the diff housing, the cover which is A3, and all the gears obviously, and then 5 off of MB1 which are 3x10mm screws. And once again, as I hope you can see, I've gone round all the mating surfaces with some anti-wear grease to hopefully keep the dust out. And then we need to, can't see, let me move this out of the way. We need to install the gears like so, and we start off with this one that I can't pick up, which is the main shaft. Just slots in like that. Then we've got, what do they call this one, the counter gear, and that just slots in almost like that. You can just see the shims sticking out. There we go. And they should all both be meshed now, and the counter gear will be meshed with the differential. And finally the propeller joint, and again that should just ease in. Went in okay earlier. There we go. And then the cover slips over. Oops. And looking at the diagram here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, and we'll just get them tightened up and move on to step 6. For step 6 we're going to need the gear plate and this piece here, MD4, which is the spur gear bushing, and obviously the gearbox, and the 78 tooth spur gear. And the metal parts, we're going to need 3 MA3s 3x10mm countersink screws, 1 MB5 4mm flanged locking nut, and 1 MC7 2x10mm shaft. And according to this, we just pop the gearbox plate on like that, and then we've got the 3 countersink screws that go in. And then we need the bushing, which surprisingly they haven't said to put any grease on, so I don't think I will at this minute. It's a very loose fit, so I think it might just be more of a spacer. Then we need the MC7 shaft. Find the hole, there's the hole. Pop it through. And then if you look at the spur gear, you'll see one side's got a slot cut in it to accept the pin, or the shaft as they're calling it. And that fits over like that. And then we just need to tighten up this flanged nut. And yet again it says to grease the spur gear, but I'll do that shortly, and we're ready for the next step. Step 7 is installing the motor. So we're going to need the motor, the motor plate, which I've already fitted, just pushes over, and we're going to need 2 off of MA1s, which are 3x6mm engineering screws, 1 MC3 3mm grub screw, and 1 MK8, which is the 26 tooth steel pinion, which is this beauty here. And again, I've already started by putting the grub screw in, and I've greased everything up. So the first thing we need to do is take the motor and pop the 2 MA1s in when we can find the screw holes. There's one. Right, and then I'm going to move the motor to its fully extended position and just lightly nip it up. I'm not going to do it too tight, and then we can install the pinion gear, which goes on the opposite way round to normal. So the motor's got a flat on its output shaft, so you line that up as best you can with the grub screw, and then we can nip that up. I'm just slackening it off just a bit, and I'm going to try and line somewhere about there. Whoops. Hopefully you can see that. I'll try to line both sets of teeth up, and then once that's done I will go back and make sure that that grub screw is really tight. I'm loosening these off, and there's a note here that says loosen screws and adjust to run smoothly, and there's a diagram here showing you roughly how the teeth should be engaging with each other, which is easier said than done. So I think somewhere about there for now. And step 7 is complete. Step 8 is attaching the gearbox cover, and this is going to be the last step in this video. And for this we're going to need the gearbox. We're also going to need plastic parts M7 and M8, and also M10, which looks like the body post. And metal parts, we're going to need MA1 2 off 3x6mm engineering screws, and 1 off of MB1 3x10mm tapping screws. And again, this is the gearbox cover, and again I've gone over with my anti-wear grease to help stop dust coming in, and we should just be able to slide it over like that. Give it a squidge round, and then using the 2 engineering screws, we'll put it on the screwdriver this time. We can screw those on, and then we've got part M8, and again I've gone round with anti-wear grease, and I believe that should just pop in like that, and then you can twist it to lock it in place. I think I might go one more if I can. Yeah. That's done. Then we get the orientation, and just before, on this M10 there's a note here to tell you to remove the top 2 of these sticky outy bits, and it looks like it goes in just there, and a screw at the bottom, and that's it. And there we have one gearbox for the Tamiya Dark Impact. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.